Hey everybody, welcome to the channel. I hope everybody's well. Today we are going to review the new Ghost of the Machine album. This will be their second sophomore album, and it is called Empires Must Fall. Hey, welcome back. I got a few things I want to announce, I guess, somewhat of announcements. This Friday, this album is going to be officially released, and I'm going to play it in its entirety on my radio show, which is the Similitude of Prog radio show. I know, clever name. And I will leave a link above if you guys are interested to check that out and hear the album and some other songs by the group that I will be playing that night. Please check in. Second thing, and this is more, I don't know if this is me, but who album also out there when referencing this band, they always say Ghost in the Machine. You know, this album by the Police. I have it's more than a habit, but I usually say it. Anyways, just a little chuckle to get out of the way. But anyways, let's get on to the review. Back in 2022, they released the excellent debut album Scissorgames and were voted as the #2 unsigned prog group by Prog magazine readers. Now, you also need to go back and check Scissorgames out because it's kind of the first part of the story and it kind of concludes with this album. I'm not going to give you too much detail on the story because I think it's fun for you guys just to kind of figure it out on your own. All right, the album has the same lineup as the debut did. We, of course, have Charlie Bramold on vocals and flute. We have Graham Garbutt playing guitars and providing some great backing vocals. We have Mark Hagan on keyboards, piano, and mellotron. Stuart McCauley on bass, Moog pedals, and mellotron as well. Andy Milner on the drums. And rounding out the group, we have Scott Owens on guitars. And once again, the band has used Bob Cooper to produce the album and has been mastered by Grant Berry again with some amazing artwork courtesy of Claudia Caranfa. I hope I pronounced that name right, Claudia, but it's a breathtaking album cover. And yeah, it just screams prog. For this sophomore release, The Empires Must Fall is a simply stupendous and is probably one of the more essential albums you need to hear for 2025. With this band and with Scissorgames as well, the band really tells us why they are masters of storytelling in progressive rock. This is what I would have to say would be a very remarkable achievement for this album. There's a slight delight and there's something to be very cherished about it as well. The album kicks off with a song called Keepers of the Light. This is a song that is full on prog greatness that Ghost in the Machine usually bring to the table. The first thing that we will get excited about in this song is Charlie Brambold with his excited high range voice. He gives this song and many other songs in their discography an unparalleled excitement. It's really, he can really, what's the word I'm looking for? Command his audience with his range and his vocals. Very, very emotional as well. Music of the song is full of grinding electric guitars, typical pulsating drums, and a powerful cascading keyboard melody that gives the song a bit of a rush flavor to it. This album is off to a great start with this prog-powered 8-minute plus rocker, and it is my favorite on the album. Following Keepers of the Light, we have a song called The Days That Never Were. This opens with a more softer, keyboard-driven, and some wonderful bass before the rest of the band joins in to set a more of a faster pace. The piano playing and Charlie's, again, emotional vocal delivery really gives this song its an emotional appeal. At 6 minutes, this is one of the shortest songs on the album, but it is one of the weaker in my opinion, but worthy on its own merit for sure. Then we come to the second single on the album, which of course is Panopticon. And this is a really cool song. It starts off very slowly with some very cool percussion and some soft drumming, then kind of all these cool blazing keyboards and fantastic guitars return that kind of set the pace for the song. We get a blistering guitar solo that rises above the soundscape and sonically smacks us. Literally, it feels like you've been smacked across the face with the guitar. Not physically, of course, because that would hurt like hell, but sonically for sure. And we have another great, powerful epic that's almost 12 minutes long and is definitely one of the best on the album. An absolutely excellent song. Following that, we have a song called Fall Through Time. This song has some great keyboard, and the lead guitar mix is woven, and it's very enthusiastic throughout the song. Those cool keyboards and guitar layers really remind you of early prog, early neo-prog, such as Marillion, Palace, Arena come to mind. And it's one of those great, just great powered prog song that you will just like just because of how it sounds. It doesn't have to be musically exciting or mind-blowing. It's just one of those songs that hits all the right buttons and does everything correctly. And after that, we have a song called The One, which of course was the first single that was released back in January. I'm gonna be honest, I wasn't a fan of this song when I first heard it, and I'm not a big fan of it now. I find it very genetic, just a very generic rock song. Especially you compare it to the rest of the album, it has got to be hands down the weakest on the album. But that's just my opinion. I know some people absolutely will love it. Excuse me, but to me, it just, like I said, is doesn't do anything for me. And then finally, we have the last song on the album called After the War. And this again is an absolute powerhouse of progressive rock. A closing epic like this is everything you want it to be and anything it possibly could be. The song has powerful words, sang again with deep emotion, as Charlie always seems to do. We have some strong words that many of us in the world are kind of wondering today. It takes a lot of emotional cues and how the world is kind of shaping up in these weird, weird times, like after the war. Anyways, it's a great way to end an album for sure. So, as my final thought and ranking on the album, I have to say that Scissorgames was a very strong debut, and they set the bar pretty high with that. But this album, they've definitely got over the bar, and just simply leaves you wanting more. And it's pretty much an essential progressive rock album that I think should be in everybody's collection. Um, I'm not a big fan of digital music. I think everybody should go and buy a physical copy, whether it be LP or vinyl. And having said that, I'm going to give the album 3.5 stars. Joy, can't wait for the future, guys. Thank you very much, and we'll see you in the next show. Bye.